Today Baba is directing us to practice solitude, because Baba says if you have the habit of being influenced by attractions and vibrations around you, then we will be greatly deceived. So somebody who has not made the effort to go beyond influences by practicing solitude will be deceived by Maya. If there is the urge to be influenced or the propensity to be influenced by external vibrations and attractions, and you see, there are many who seek company and who seek, they don't like solitude. They want to talk and laugh and be with people. And in the world, people in the world, it is considered a punishment if you are alone and you have a life of solitude. Because, when we have patit sanskars, when we have impure sanskars, then those sanskars urge us to seek company and, seek the opportunity to talk and laugh and share and stuff. But do you understand that if you have that habit, so Baba says that, there are people who prefer to be in a gathering and laughing and enjoying themselves. Now, are you one of them? Do you like solitude, or do you like to, have a gathering and laugh and enjoy and talk and share? Because you see, if you have these urges, if you have these compulsiveness, then this compulsiveness can become the door for Maya. And you see, these days when souls are impure, everybody is in an impure state, then there are very impure intentions. And when there are impure intentions, then, and if you can't live alone, if you can't enjoy solitude and you seek company, then that company, you will pay a very heavy price for that company. And I will give you a very simple example. Let's say you have this urge to, talk and share and be in a gathering, and then there is somebody who gives you a lot of time and attention. Then they give you a lot of time, they talk to you a lot, and then what happens is you get attached to it. Because when you get something which you are seeking, you get attached to it. So when you get something that you want, and then you get attached to it, because if you are not beyond wants, then there is a very beautiful saying by Buddha, be careful about what you want, you might get it. So it's a bad idea to not get what you want, but it's a worse idea to get what you want. Because when you get it, then you become attached to it. And when you get attached to it, then your intellect stops working, because attachment is a vice. And then you don't have the discernment to actually see what they are offering you. And then, you start getting influenced by their directions, their sanskars, their state of being. And then you cannot be influenced by Baba, because a human being has managed to influence you more than Baba. So this is, and then what happens is you start following Parmat, the directions of, a human, and you cannot follow Shrimat, which is the direction of Shiv Baba. And I will give you a very simple example. So I saw one Mata, and she had some speech defect, and then because that speech defect was there, so everybody, right from the beginning, you face this thing that you are not one of us, and you face some kind of discrimination in school and while growing up and stuff. So she always felt that nobody cares for me, nobody loves me, or nobody respects me, or she didn't have a very great friend. And then she came to Baba, she started loving Baba, but then it's not very easy to love the incorporeal, because the incorporeal is bodiless, and then you have your own desires of somebody complimenting you and somebody showing you a very physical expression of love. And then there was another Brahmin, and that Brahmin did not have good intentions, and that Brahmin was plotting and planning activities. So there are all kinds of Brahmins also. And then she was creating her own group to create problems in the center. And then this Mata, she was shown too much love by this Brahmin. And then and because she had the speech problem, so this other Brahmin, she started listening to her patiently and giving her the time and attention and calling her and talking to her. And then she got so influenced by her that she joined hands with her in doing what she wouldn't have done in her own senses. And that other Mata was creating disruption, and she also joined hands with her. So why I'm sharing this is, so what is it that made her do that? It is this attraction towards companionship and talking and sharing and gathering and laughing, and these attractions really cost you. And in my experience, if you can't live alone, then you will live with somebody who knows that you can't live alone. And they will not give you company without a cost. So if you are desperate for company, then you will get it at a cost. Have you seen when you go to buy something in the market and the seller figures out that you're desperate for this design or this particular thing, then what they do is they raise the cost. And if you are desperate for company and companionship and gathering and laughing and talking, then it will come at a very great cost, because people are very smart, smarter than us, and they really discover, they really understand that this person is desperate, and then they cheat you through that. And again, Baba says don't blame anybody, because it's your own weakness and it is Maya. And Maya comes in various forms. So first thing is, don't create these habits. And how do you go beyond this? So, from the copper age, when the soul started depleting itself, then what happened is we started looking to these external stimulations and external supports to sustain us. The pleasure of eating, drinking, talking, company, relationships, or attainments in the physical world. These are the methods through which we dealt with the emptiness inside. Correct? And that kind of grew and grew, and now it has come to a place where, everybody is very attracted by the external world. So just like, when you lose a leg, then you start getting support from a stick. So these became the sticks for the soul which has lost its inner power. And this has grown to such a magnitude that, whenever, so the soul creates thoughts like, I can't live without this one or this thing, or I want this, or this is important. And when something is important, it won't come cheap, will it? So it will cost you. So you have to understand that it is you who raise the price by raising the demand. So when you demand it too badly, then you raise the price of it. And then Maya deceives you. Now, how do we get over this? How do we come to a place where we are able to choose and not be desperate? And when you make a choice, then you can draw the boundaries, you can set the lines. You have the power to say no when something is crossing the line. But that is when you are not desperate, when you've made a choice. And so when you make a choice, how do you make a choice? Only when you are a powerful soul. And how do you become powerful? By practicing to be in solitude and in remembrance of Baba. So you see that when I sit, in this, I sit and practice that I withdraw my mind and intellect from the external world, and I go within, and I cherish and relish whatever Baba is giving me. Then I create a state where I'm enjoying, I'm relishing the gifts from Baba. And it creates an experience of inner fulfillment. But then you have to do it. It doesn't happen on its own. So you have to sit under the shower of love and peace and purity, and then fill yourself internally. And when you're full inside, then you don't have the urge to be attracted by external influences. Just like, when your stomach is full, then even if there is a lot of food on the plate, you're not attracted to it. So similarly, you have to be full inside. And for that, you have to practice taking your mind and intellect inwards, and then sitting in soul consciousness and experiencing Baba's company, that company which is sustaining you, nourishing you, and bringing to you to an experience of fullness. So when you go into solitude and you concentrate your mind and intellect on Baba, then you come to this place where you will be full inside, and not be attracted by stuff outside, or not be desperate for company and gathering and laughing and stuff. So, because if that is there, then you will be greatly deceived. But if you have not done the inner work, then what happens is, just like you were wandering and looking for people and companionship in the old world, you become a Brahmin and then you do the same thing in the Brahmin family. So, you are a Brahmin, but you are an empty Brahmin. So then you are again seeking that same thing in the Brahmin family. And then you are seeking appreciation and companionship and togetherness. And then that becomes the door for Maya. And then those who have, hidden agendas, they will come to you, and then they will give you whatever you're seeking, and then you will not understand what is their intention, and you will never understand, because it is so deceptive, you never understand, and when you understand, it's too late. So that is the thing. I'll share one very bizarre example with you. So, there was this one Mata, and when she came, she was not in Gyan, and she came to the center and she shared with Baba through me that her husband was having impure drishti on her daughter. And then she said that the husband also has crossed boundaries many times. And then I asked her, why have you not moved out? So why don't you just take your daughter and go live somewhere else? Because it's her safety which is important. And you living under the same roof is not a good idea. And then what she said is, I can't live alone. She said, I can't live alone. I need a man around. And I feel that, who will go to the market, who will get bread, who will get vegetables, and at least he's doing something, and he should be there. And that Mata was working. It was not financial dependence. And she was earning more than the husband. But she chose to not leave the husband. And then I asked her, so just because you can't go and get your own bread and can't buy vegetables, and you feel that you need a man around, and I asked her, what good is that man? What are you trying? What fear do you have? Your husband is the manifestation of your worst fears. Whatever you could fear of, that is happening in your house. Then what are you saving yourself from? And she didn't have any answers. But she said, Didi, I can't do it. And I don't know how, I'm saying this before God, and this is my weakness, and I can't make that decision. So just think about, how if you can't live alone, if you're so afraid of solitude, and if you don't train yourself to be in solitude, then just think about the high price one pays in such circumstances. So Baba says you have to, but then how can you be in solitude if you're not full? So Baba says, practice this, because right now, if somebody is not in that state, you cannot force them to be there. And I also told her, counseled her, but then I had to leave it on her to make a decision, because you cannot force anybody to do something which they are not capable of. And it's actually about a soul's capacity. And how do you build that capacity? So Baba says, take very good care to turn your attention inwards and be with Baba, and Baba will fill you. And when you become full, then you will not have the urge to seek company outside. And you see, people are living with such bad karmic accounts, and they are not able to break that, because until you take power from Baba and you have the confidence that, Baba is with me and I'm full in Baba's company, you cannot break free from these, these bad karmic accounts. So this is one thing that Baba says. And then there is another thing, you see, that when you practice to be in solitude and in Baba's company, and you come to a place where you're full inside, then you will not be influenced by the scenes of the drama, which will be very fearful in the end. So, if you have the quality of being influenced, you will be influenced by attraction, you will be influenced by fear. But if you're beyond influence, you will be beyond the influence of both. So it's very important, because you see, in the end, in the time towards the end of the drama, we will see many scenes. Scenes will be in and around you, which will be very uncomfortable and very attracting our attention. And when you get attracted, when your attention gets plugged into that, then you will be in trauma and fear and many kinds of emotions, and you don't want to leave your body like that. So Baba says, then you have to, see but not see, hear but not hear. But then how do you create that capacity? That is why, we have this practice of getting up at Amrit Vela and sitting with our eyes open and exercising the muscle of the mind and intellect to turn inwards. With your eyes open, you should have the capacity to unplug from outside and turn inwards and turn upwards. Because if you say that, if there is a scene in front of me or there's a sound and I cannot turn inwards, I cannot see myself and feel myself and see and experience Baba, but I am forced to see and experience that which is in front of me and that which I am hearing, then we are in a very subservient state. We are a slave of our senses. And in that state, just imagine when all the uncomfortable and the distressing scenes of the drama will emerge in the end, then how am I going to leave the body peacefully? That's not happening. So Baba says that if you don't practice solitude and if you don't practice being in Baba's company, then you will be deceived greatly in the end. In the end, the Maya will deceive us in many, many ways. So this is the first thing and very important thing that Baba underlines today. And then Baba today says that, it is the law of the world that those who are renowned in society, they are respected everywhere. And then there is another law that when there is a student who studies well, then the teacher praises that student. And you see, there is a very bizarre idea of equality in the world. But you see, there is no equality. Are we souls equal? We are number wise. We are not equal. We are all number wise. We don't sit with Baba in the same place. We all sit, back and forth depending on the number that we have. Even in the soul world, we sit number wise. Do you understand? Just like, in a school, if you are made to sit number wise, how would it feel? Yes, if you, so have you had that arrangement in school where you are made to sit number wise according to the ranks you received in the previous class? They don't do that. But if they did that, then do you understand that in this body conscious and egoistic world, it would hurt so much? But do you know that in the soul world, we sit number wise? We don't sit haphazard. You sit where you deserve to sit. And Baba doesn't make us sit number wise right now, but we know we are number wise. And you should be very wise about your number. That is why it is called number wise. So, are you wise about your number? And then, ego is very deceptive. So, Baba says that if somebody is a good student, somebody is doing what Baba says, somebody is a right hand in seva, then Baba would praise that one. And then, what is the learning that we need to have from that praise? That I should become like that one who Baba praises. But instead, what happens is, people get upset that Baba praises this one and not me. Now, Baba is not being partial. Baba is praising his children for what they are doing. And Baba will praise you if you do the same thing. So it's a moment where you can be inspired. But instead of getting inspired, what one does is they come into this ego hassle and they say that, they get angry, and whenever there is when the ego is hurt, then there is anger. And then they start, having ill feelings about Baba and the yagya and everything. But the thing is, Baba says, even in a school, the teacher will praise the ones who are good students. And the same goes here. And you see, Baba takes the name of many children in the Murli. And when Baba, have you heard the names, right? Sometimes Baba would remember Janki Dadiji, sometimes Baba would remember Prakashmani Dadiji. But have you seen that? Just think about the time of Sakar Baba. And there is a class of 50 children sitting. And then Baba is praising one child in the Murli. Then what do you think the other children are feeling? Are they feeling happy or jealous? So you see, depending on how body conscious you are, you will feel jealous. But Baba says that this is not an aspect of jealousy. This is the law of the world. And you have to understand that anybody who does more than somebody else will be appreciated. And you have to inspire yourself to be that one who Baba appreciates. And I remember there was this one time when I heard, first time when I heard Baba taking someone's name in the Murli, and then the first thought I had is, what do I have to do so that Baba takes my name also? It's not like, why does Baba take this one's name? Or, this happens in the center also. This happens in every, group of Brahmins. And the teacher will always praise that one who is doing their level best, who are the right hand in seva and who are doing good purusharth. So Baba says you have to understand these laws. You don't have to talk about, and the language that people say, they say everywhere in the world, somebody who is more powerful and rich, they are treated differently. And here also the same thing is happening. Here also this partiality happening. But no, it's not partiality, it's based on law. The one who does will receive. And then Baba says that it is also a law that when there are renowned people, there are people who have a standing in society, they come to you, they are treated well. And Baba says, even when you have public seva, pradarshnis, and you do seva for new ones, you should take care that if the reputed ones come from the society, then you make the good ones explain to them. So you should have children who are good in explaining, sit and stand and explain to them, because that's important. They are reputed in the society, and you have to give them that respect. It's not like you say that it's equal here, so you also wait in line and stuff, because they are not used to that. So Baba says that these are the things that Baba teaches, and these are Ishwariya directions, and there is nothing wrong or partial about it. So this is something very interesting, very unique that Baba shares in the Murli today. And then Baba emphasizes on effort, and Baba says you have to make effort. Yes, don't say that whatever will be in the destiny, will get it, and I am happy with whatever I have. So there is this false idea of contentment also. So do you know the difference between contentment and complacency? So contentment is a state of inner stability and fulfillment while you're making your best effort outside. But complacency is when you are making an excuse for making effort. And when you say, I'm not greedy, or I'm content, and so I'm not making effort. So that is complacency. And do not use contentment as an excuse to make effort. So many people speak this language that I don't have they in Hindi we say mujhe high nahi lagi hui hai. So I'm not like always running and fretting over little things, and I want this, I don't have that, and that's why I just don't make effort. But no, you are a human being, and your dharma is to make effort. You have a potential, and it's your duty, your religion, to use that potential. You are called a human resource. You are resourceful, and it is your duty to sustain society and the world with that resourcefulness. You cannot say that, I'm content, so I don't make effort. And Baba says here also, whatever you can, always ask yourself one question: am I doing as much as I can? Whether it is about Purusharth or Seva. And when the answer is no, then take care that you do whatever you can, because it is your duty to make effort. When Baba is giving me so much knowledge, so many yuktis, so much understanding, Baba is investing his time, energy on me, then it is my duty to make effort to be a deity and make the effort to do seva and make everybody a deity. So Baba says, never say that, I'm happy with whatever I have and I don't want to make effort. So it is our duty, it is our responsibility, it is a form of giving back to Baba to make the effort. And what does Baba want? Baba wants nothing in return. Baba just wants that his children should make effort and make good use of the gifts that Baba is giving and attain a position. And always ask yourself, I ask this one question every day, the first thing I wake up in the morning, am I doing as much as I can? And if I can do something and I'm not doing it, then it's on me, isn't it? I have to do as much as I can. Okay, and rest is on drama and rest is on destiny, but I must have the satisfaction that I'm doing the best that I can. Okay, Om Shanti.